I made Odyssey after 3 years of touring, 3 years of coming to understand myself after my first album. I made my first album in 2020, and right when 2021 hit, I had a lot of opportunities. I was on the road immediately, and I found myself playing to these huge crowds, supporting a lot of acts that were my idols when I was a teenager. And I would come home and basically just have these big dopamine crashes, and I never really got to catch up with myself. I never got to sit and create more music that really meant something to me, and that's what Odyssey's about. It's about finding my genuine passion to create a project that represents me in the here and now. The process of making Odyssey was one of the most challenging things I've ever done. There was a long time where I didn't think I would be able to complete it, but I always had this urge to create something that was my biggest, most expressive work to date. And we worked for a really long time to get this project absolutely perfect, and it's the best work I've ever made by far. I feel like Odyssey is this big 16-track expressive work that pulls from so many different subgenres of dance music that I'm passionate about. There's a lot of artists on this album that create everything from techno to electro to ambient, and for me, the stuff that's always really resonated with me is when an artist does their own thing and has their own sound and then brings parts of EDM into it instead of the other way around. Once the team and I got deep into the music, we knew we needed a striking art direction. I went down to Arizona, and the plan was to film and shoot just a new batch of press pictures. On my way out of that photo shoot, I saw a wall of these old retro 90s TVs that my friend Tony had stacked on top of each other. And he was explaining to me how he was routing footage for metal bands through this analog piece of equipment that distorts everything heavily. On my way out of that photo shoot, I looked at him and I was like, we should try some stuff for me through these kinds of filters. Once we did that, I sent it to the team, and we knew we were onto something completely unique. I actually made the album cover on my phone on an app that I discovered 10 or 11 years ago. So what we ended up on was these cool artworks of like images being just like dragged upwards or sideways. And I think the first image that I threw through the app was the album cover. I feel like this album represents me not just as an artist, but as a lover of dance music. 10 years ago, all the way to me becoming an artist myself. And in that way, Odyssey really is my life's work.